Well, Shane Waldron talks about how he needs to make the offense easier for Caleb Williams, and we have injury updates. All that, plus some of the mailbag, a lot of the mailbag, all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today. So I want to start it off with this. Unfortunately, we have bad news. Kennan Allen and Travis Homer have both been ruled out for Sunday's game. It's going to be Kennan Allen's second game in a row where he will not be available. And this sucks. I mean, like we said, when it happened before, is that you want Caleb Williams to be out there with his whole entire weaponry, right? All his weapons, all his arsenal, even though we have some issues and things like that. But, if this is what's going to make him healthy for the long part of the season, then it is what it is. We know Kennan Allen is going to miss a couple of games. That does not stop him from putting up big numbers. And we're going to need that. And hopefully that heel injury that he's dealing with, which has been reported as something nagging before, having these 2 weeks off can help him get a little bit more, ready to go. And then we don't have to worry about injuries later into the season. I'd much rather be dealing with this now than dealing with this in the latter part of the season. But it is still disappointing because we still want, Caleb to have that weaponry out there. And while the offensive line still has its own big struggles and things like that, we'll see. Rome Odunze, right, has no designation as far as will he be in or will he be out. Now, with that, he played in last game, so I expect him to play unless something crazy happen when that comes down to it. But, the one thing with Kennan Allen, his injury history is already going to cause some concern for people when you see him miss games. So, that's unfortunate. Kahari Blasingame also out because of a hand and knee injury. It looks like Travis Homer also with his finger, which I already said is out. And Zach Pickens, the young guy, is also out there as well. Nate Davis has been listed as questionable. So, we'll see what happens there. He was a full participant in practice for whatever that's worth. But that's an update on the Chicago Bears injury situation. And let's see how the Bears perform. Now, for what it's worth, we know that the offense has been the biggest sticking point between the offensive line, the lack of being able to attack down the field. The running game still hasn't got going yet. It's been a lot of struggles right now with the offense. But Shane Waldron talked about how he can help Caleb Williams, saying this: having a good variety, if I could talk today, having a good mix of what we're asking him to do in different known passing situations right there. Obviously, having the run game come to life in some of these scenarios as well, and really being able to mix and match and play with some variety. I think all of that will be what are the breather plays through this plan. What are the chances of the ball out plays, which I think he did a really good job this past week, and all the underneath completions, finding completions, playing clean, and then when you have big play opportunities happen, like we talked about earlier, they come naturally throughout the course of the game. So, it's good that Shane Waldron isn't there thinking that, things don't need to change with this offense. And I'm glad of that aspect. But you guys know how I feel about everything when it comes to this team. It's about what you show. It's not just about what you tell. Shane Waldron has been a coach for a long time. And, he's going to know how to explain some shit. He's going to know how to explain some stuff. But the question is that it's not about him just explaining it. It's about putting it into practice and putting your players in a situation where they're going to be ready to go. That is the biggest question for it. And, we'll see what happens when it comes down to that. But, overall, the offense needs to be better. Every facet of the offense right now needs to be better because of whether execution, play calling, or the offensive line, everything just needs to be better. This offense has a chance, really, over the next 3 games with the next 3 opponents to really start finding some rhythm offensively. I talked about that in Wednesday's episode. I wasn't on yesterday's episode. Shout out to Bobby for holding it down for your boy. But it's really important to start finding that rhythm and getting some things going that you can then build off on. If the passing game doesn't look great against the Colts, but the running game does, I'm going to be happy with that as long as we pull out a win because you can build off of that. That's something then you can build off on and go forward and try to start getting better at. We have to get better, and we have to execute against the Colts because I tell you what, whereas the Colts are a team that on paper is a definitely winnable game for the Chicago Bears, the Bears got to lock in, and you got to start finding some rhythm because if you don't find the rhythm now against the opponents that are beatable opponents, as the schedule gets harder for the Bears, it's just going to continue to get harder to find that rhythm. This is your opportunity to start finding some rhythm with your offense, building on things that you can have some success on week to week. We haven't had really any success. Our biggest success in week 1 was the fact that we didn't turn the ball over. That went away in week 2. And our biggest success there was maybe the first 2 drives. We have to be better in every aspect of the way that we execute. And let's hope that that's the case, man. Overall, like I said, not having Kennan Allen out there, not having Travis Homer, maybe that opens up some opportunity for Roschon to prove that he deserves some snaps again. He needs to stay healthy as well. But we got to start seeing things start correcting themselves for this offense, and it's not going to come through osmosis. It's going to come through the team executing. Execution has to be key. You have to think about what you have there and how you want to do it and how you're going to set up and make things easier. Use your playmakers better. Use your running back core better. Use your tight ends. Be under center a little bit more, especially if you're going to run the ball. I get it. You're probably trying to acclimate Caleb Williams to being under center more. So naturally, you want to run more of your offense from not being under center because you don't want to make it obvious when you're passing. When you're running the ball, but you got to start just having things that make more sense. And let's hope that that's coming for the Chicago Bears down the pipeline here, and that in week 3 we look better. We got, like I said, the next 3 games are very winnable games for the Bears. Very winnable games for the Bears, but they have to execute. And if you don't, it's just going to throw things in even more turmoil. So, the Colts, the Rams, the Panthers, these are the next 3 games for the Bears. And literally, all 3 of these games are very winnable. And if we win those games and our offense is starting to look better at that point, again, remember, I kept in mind, week 7, by that bye week, that's when I want the Bears to be rocking and rolling in a more well-oiled machine. Now, I don't know if I still have faith that that's going to happen, but over these next 4 games before your bye week, the next month, start finding that rhythm offensively, and let's hope that the Bears can do that. But with that said, let's go ahead and get into the mailbag for today. We've got 6 voicemails we're going to go into. This first one, this one's from Ant.
Yo, what up, fellas? This is Ant, formerly of Louisiana, just retired out of the military, so moved back to Illinois. I want to give a couple thoughts about something because it's irking me, and I hate to go backwards, but I've been saying the whole summer about our number 1, number 2 rushing offense, mostly Justin Fields, and the reason why most of it became from Justin Fields because he was a dual threat. And I can say, honestly, if Luke Getsy, what's he call him, Lukey Dookie, if he can dial up and call great run plays for this offense, then I know Shane Waldron can too. He needs to get off that high horse and get back down to the nitty-gritty. This is the NFC North. We don't do all that fancy trick plays for run plays. We just get in there and we go. And why is Roschon Johnson not playing? They are teeing off on these speed threat running backs. We put somebody like Roschon in there and smack him a couple times. I guarantee some of them defensive players, they'll back up. So when D. Swift and Khalil get in there, man, they get up in there and they use their speed and they get going where they need to go. I'm tired of seeing Travis Homer in the backfield and not Roschon. Like, that is really pissing me off. It is starting to irk my nerves because Roschon Johnson is a better back than Travis Homer. I get it. Travis can do special team things and all this stuff, but Roschon is a better running back in my opinion. That's just my opinion. All right. Want to get off of that and get into something good that came from this game I seen last night. You know what? I am not panicked on anything from the Bears right now besides the offensive line because everybody knows that's putrid. But Shane Waldron can understand his personnel and how to scheme his offense better to disguise his weakness of his offensive line. I'm just going to put that out there. Any coach knows how to do that, and any coach should be doing that, especially at the high level. But understand, this defense is a Super Bowl defense. I don't care what nobody say. They can argue up and down. This defense is a Super Bowl defense. Last week, we held the Titans to under 20 points. They got 17. This week, a Super Bowl contending Houston Texans team under 20 points. They got 19. Touchdowns that they got, 3 touchdowns they gave up the whole year. Like, this is a Super Bowl ready defense. And the offense, we have a Super Bowl ready skill player position, if that makes sense. We just got to get that O-line together so they can get it together. But without that O-line, this ain't a Super Bowl team. It's a playoff team, not a Super Bowl team. I just wanted to get them thoughts off to you fellas. Let me know what you think. As always, shot down up, bear down. Love y'all, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, you're absolutely right that a lot of our rushing offense did come from Justin Fields, but you're like Luke Getsy was able to have a solid run game. And yes, some of that came from Justin Fields and how he made plays with his legs and things like that. But we got to establish the run. We got to be better at establishing the run, especially while we're not going to find anything down the field if we don't establish the run game first, in my opinion. So yes, Shane Waldron has to call a better run offense. Now, I talked about that a couple of episodes ago on how and what he needs to do to get there, but it's possible. And let's hope that Shane Waldron and this coaching staff, this offensive staff are having those conversations, and they're going to start riding the ship because we got to get there. Now, as far as Roschon not playing, now keep in mind he wasn't healthy to start. Even though he's not really on the injury report anymore, I still don't know if he's fully healthy, right? We know, concussions, head injuries can be a thing, things like that, especially for Roschon Johnson. But you want Roschon to be he's the one that offers a different style than what DeAndre Swift and Khalil Herbert do, right? He's your bruiser. He's your one that can run up the middle. Now, he needs to protect himself, but he's the one that wants that contact. Let's hope that we start seeing some of that. Travis Homer isn't playing in the next game. Let's start seeing us use Roschon Johnson a little bit more, at least in my opinion. And, overall, use our running back core better overall. And, yeah, you establish that run offense, that can start getting you some things down the field. So let's hope that we see that from this Bears team. All right, let's get into the next voicemail. This one is from Vengeance. I believe he said Vengeance. This one's from Vengeance.
What's up, Chicago Bears Central? This is Vengeance calling in to share my opinion after the first 2 games of the season. Before I get started, though, let me just say how much respect I have for you guys and what you're doing for the Chicago Bears culture and fans. Really appreciate you and really enjoy everything you're doing on the channel. All right, now let me transition to this thing we call trash. Well, this trash, this Chicago Bears offense, that is pure trash. All right, it's trash. It's trash. There's nothing we can do with it. It's non-recyclable. It's just pure trash, and I can prove it. Even Evil Flus knows that it's trash. That's why he's not changing it, because he can move someone here, move someone there, move someone wherever he wants to move them. At the end of the day, the offense is trash, the offensive line is trash, and it's been trash for the past 3 years. We're giving up, over the past 3 years, we've given up over 40 sacks. And it's not going to get any better. You got Caleb Williams already sitting at 7 sacks and 4 interceptions. And if you compare that to Justin Fields' first 2 games of the season, Justin Fields was at 5 sacks and 1 interception. And here's the kicker with Caleb Williams. He's leading the first 2 games in sacks in comparison to Justin Fields and has 4 interceptions in comparison to Justin Fields' 1 interception. But he has way better weapons. But what's the use of having all those weapons if you don't even have time to throw the ball? If you can't even stand there and feel comfortable that you're not going to get rocked every 2 to 3 seconds. There's really nothing we can do right now. And to be honest with you, we're probably going to be at another 40 sacks after this season until something changes, until he just Shane Waldron is probably going to have to go. They're all going to have to go. But yeah, on the offense, it's just trash. Nothing we can do.
Okay, here's the thing. It's actually worse than what you say. You said 40 so over the last 2 seasons, prior to this season, the Bears gave up 105 sacks over those seasons. We've already started off at 7 for Caleb Williams? Yeah, we got to be better. Now, you said Caleb threw 4 interceptions. No, Caleb's only thrown 2 interceptions so far in the season. I don't know where you got the 4 from. He's only thrown 2 interceptions so far this season. So keep that in mind, but we need to be better. That's just the key thing. Now, as far as not making moves on that offensive line, I won't say that the offense is just, it can't be fixed this season. You can only fix so much of that offensive line because of how expensive good offensive linemen are. So I don't expect a lot of movement on that offensive line, but the offense still can be better. Just to write it off, just to say, oh, well, it's not going to get better any of the season. No, this offense can get considerably better through execution and some of the other things that we've talked about. They just have to do it. So let's hope that that's the case. We did have a voicemail as well, but my dumb ass accidentally deleted it, but somebody called in. Their name was 7 and said, let's trade Kennan Allen for an offensive lineman. So I'm going to kind of roll this into this one. The Bears aren't going to trade Kennan Allen yet. To say that Kennan Allen is, again, week 2, it's too early to start trying to say, let's move Kennan Allen because he's not going to do anything for the Bears. That's what was said in that voicemail. And I'm not saying that the Bears aren't going to look to trade for offensive linemen, but keep in mind, in that voicemail, you said that, the Bears or Kennan Allen doesn't want to stay here. Kennan Allen did want an extension with the Bears. The Bears are the one that chose not to talk contract extension with Kennan Allen. So, overall, I get what you're rooted in, but let's hope that starts. We'll see. Let's hope Kennan Allen plays much better for the Bears over the course of the season than what, we haven't gotten to see him a whole hell of a lot yet. But All right, let's get into this next voicemail. This one is from Josh.
Hey, CBC family. This is your boy Josh from Bermuda. Haven't called in a while. Just want to give you guys my assumptions on some things going on. So first of all, with Caleb, everybody needs to calm down. Caleb is a rookie. He is doing fine. You expect the kid to mess up from time to time. For me, I say that because with me, the main issue is Waldron. Now, Waldron, I don't know what the hell he's doing with the offense, but when you got people like even Jenkins coming up, Kevin coming out and saying that, hey, we are only playing the plays that we being told as to why the offensive line is playing so bad. That is very telling. It's also very telling with more what people are assuming what was verbally said to Dejan on the sideline. I think his comment of what do you see out there or to the assumption of what he said is more telling of Waldron's game plan scheming than the actual player Caleb. So I think everybody just needs to calm down about Caleb. Like Seagull said in his recent video, calm down. I don't believe it's Caleb, but I do believe that Shane Waldron needs to be on the hot seat of it, especially for the team coming out with the coach. This game here is winnable, and we guys should definitely see improvement from the offense. If we don't, we got to get the 3.0 going down, guys, and that's not good. All right, fam, talk to you later. And as usual, Chicago up, they're down. Peace.
I completely agree with you. We got to calm down on Caleb. I told you guys he was going to start off like a rookie quarterback. I told you guys that. Go back and look. When people are like, oh, no, Haize, we can't have normal rookie expectations for Kennan Allen because he's supposed to be generational. No, he's a rookie quarterback. Now, I will say this is that some of the stuff that he's struggling in, I didn't even fucking expect him to see struggling. So I'm not going to say like, oh, I expected these struggles. I expected some rookie mistakes and some struggles, but listen, it's gonna take some time. It's clear now. It's gonna take some time, brother. There's the offensive line, Caleb Williams making connections downfield, whatever it is, him acclimating to the NFL game, being more under center. It's going to take some time. But as far as your question on what's going on with Shane Waldron, I wish I had an answer for you, brother. I really wish I had an answer for you. I wish I had some type of just rational answer that I can give to you because Shane Waldron's play calling has left a lot to be desired as somebody who actually breaks down football. I know some people, they don't think Shane Waldron's play calling has been questionable. They just think it's just the offensive line. I think people just look for surface answer views, and they don't really look and critical think. Shane Waldron's play calling has not been good. And that's why it's gotten a lot of criticism from actual football people. It has not been great. Now, that could be that he doesn't want to throw too much on to his rookie quarterback or to a new offense or whatever it is, but we got to get better in that aspect of the game. Every aspect of the offense got to get better. So let's hope that that's the case. All right, let's get into this next voicemail. This one's from my boy, Darius.
All right, man. So it's Darius from Dallas here. We've had a couple days to kind of, decompress and, let a little steam out. So we can kind of look at this thing. Let's try to look at it a little bit more optimistically. All right? Let's look at it from this perspective. We're only 1-1, guys. Okay? Got three should be easy, but I don't know if it should be easy now, what I've seen on offense, but we've got three very winnable games coming up next. All right? If our defense can be strong enough for us to get us through that, and we can come out of that sucker 4-1, then hopefully by that time, Caleb has gotten a little bit more comfortable. The offensive line is, if not fixed, at least rigged somehow, and maybe a little bit of a patch job, but hopefully good enough. And what I'm kind of hoping for, man, is to go into week 8, coming out of that sucker right around 5-3. Because what I'm seeing so far, it looks like this team is following the same old trajectory where they start off struggling on offense. That causes us to lose 4 or 5 games. But instead, this time the defense is a lot better. We do have a little bit better quarterback with better weapons, so I'm expecting like a 5-3 right around week 8. But guys, the second half of the season after the bye week, if you go back and look at the history of what this team done the past 2-3 years, we take off after week 8 for whatever reason. I don't know why, but that's just what happens. And Justin did it last year with way less talent, just as bad of an offensive line. Defense was good, but not as good as it is now. So when you look at it from that perspective, if we can just have it to where we are at least at a winning record by week 8, so 5-3, that's a win. That's a huge win for us, guys. We can just get to 5-3 by week 8, and it's very doable. Look at the next couple, 3 games we got. We don't have anybody that should be, too daunting from a defensive standpoint, and that's another aspect that we weren't looking at. Man, the Tennessee Titans in my opinion, from what I've seen these first two games, man, they might be a top 5 defense when it's all said and done. And the same thing with the Texans, man. That could potentially be a Super Bowl defense. You know what I mean? Like they're going to be playing in the AFC Championship this year, I believe. So we played against some of the two toughest defenses in the league, and we came out, a little scathed a little bit, but we're 1-1. And we took the Texans, a Super Bowl contender, not just an AFC Championship contender, a Super Bowl contender. We only came one possession away from losing. All right. So that's the bright side of it. And all we got to do, man, is we're not going to face too many more defenses that are as tough as what we have. So let's hope this next game we at least block a little bit and we can get some sort of momentum going. But everybody just stay optimistic, at least until week 8 for me. And let's see where we are from there. But Texas up and dadgummit bear down.
Yes, the Bears have a very winnable next 3 games. Very winnable next 3 games. I think the thing over this is if you can get this offense somewhere on track over these next 3 or 4 games that's leading into your bye week, if you can get them on track, that's going to be a big difference. Like, let's say the Bears do go off and get a 3-game winning streak. And say they win 3 out of the next 4, right? That would put the Bears at 4-2 on the season to start the season off going into the bye week. I think that's pretty damn good. Right? Now, even if it's worse than that, at the bare minimum, let's say that somehow they end up 3-3 by the bye week. I still say for new team, rookie quarterback, the offense looking as bad as what it looks like, as long as things are starting to go on the right path, that's solid, right? It's cool, right? We need to play much better on the latter half of the season, but there's those chances there. So we got some very winnable games here on the docket. Let's start getting some stuff on track. Let's execute. Our defense is going to have us in those games, right? We have that faith of this defense. The Bears defense, especially in second halves, has been elite, and not just elite for teams this season. We're talking about elite all-time numbers there. We got to keep it going, and let's hope that we're going to be able to find some positivity, like you said, and start getting some things in gear here. And if we do, hey, that's where we can start, having a better outlook overall on this team. Great voicemail there, Darius. Let's get into this next one. This one's from RJ.
Hey, what it do, fellas? Abed, Steve-O, C-Dub, Haize, man, love the work y'all doing, brothers, man. One of the best Chicago Bears podcasts that I've seen across the line. This your boy RJ calling from the Horn Lake, Mississippi area, super diehard Bears fan. I just got a couple of things I wanted to pick y'all brains for, and get y'all opinion on. So first of all, this damn O-line. Oh my goodness. It seems like Waldron don't know which way to go. You go against Tennessee with the 2 big hog mollies in the middle, you run up the middle. Man, you go against Houston with 2 of the best edges in the game right now, and all you do is run sweeps. Like, what is going on? Man, don't get me started on Nate Davis. Oh my goodness, man. Nate Davis and Cole Michelle, they just been terrible. It's time to bench Nate. I hate Ryan Bates got hurt. But, man, go ahead and move Tevin back over to their right side with Darnell Wright so you can at least have a monstrous side, at least on one side. This battle style crap, it ain't working, man. Go on put Big Tevin over there on the right side with Darnell. Go on slide Matt Pryor in to that left guard. Or, hell, I don't give a damn if Karan Amagaje ready. Put him in left tackle and slide Preston ass to left guard or something here, cause he ain't putting his weight neither. Man, 3 years and he still ain't just he's serviceable, but he ain't just that damn good. I just don't know what to say. Man, Caleb, he looked a whole lot better that first half. I gotta give it to him, man. But I don't know why Shane Walsh in the second half you went away from what was working. He was feeling good with the slants and the drags and the in and out. Why the hell did we go away from that? I mean, come on, Burrows. Man, it's like, man, I don't know if they know what to do with a quarterback. To me, I like Caleb too, but I wonder why Poles was so enamored with him that he didn't even think about Jaden Daniels. I mean, Jaden Daniels, he ain't just super good right now, but he looked pretty damn good starting out, man. Louis Riddick was right. He was right about that boy. He NFL ready. So, man, it's time for us to go and make some moves with this O-line. Man, make some rain. And Nate Davis, get your trash ass on the bench. Man, I just want to see what you boys think about all that, man. Let me know how it is. Chicago up, burn down. Man, we still going to tear some folks' ass up this season. Let's get it.
Run game is leaving much to be desired. I think the execution overall sucks. I think it's the execution from the offensive line, the play calling. It's a mix of everything right now in that run game. That's why Matt Eberflus has talked about it. Shane Waldron, everybody's talked about it. The Bears have to get going running. You spent this money on DeAndre Swift on a running back. You spent money on a running back. Ryan Poles spent money at the position that we thought Ryan Poles would never spend money at because of what he's shown. It's time to use those guys. Use those guys. Now, as far as Jaden Daniels, listen, here's what I'll say. We all knew he was the most NFL ready. He played in a more NFL pro style system in college. That just is. Everybody knew he was the most NFL ready. But let's keep in mind, it's not about just the first season. Go back and look at some of the other quarterback classes where a quarterback had a really good first season, but they didn't end up the best out of that class. So let's not just be caught up in the now, the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Caleb Williams is our quarterback. That's our quarterback. And until he's not our quarterback, I'm going to have faith in him. And especially this early into his career. So I'm not worried about what other quarterbacks are doing yet. It's about the long-term success. And we got to start getting on track here. But I'm not going to woulda, coulda, shoulda myself over Jaden Daniels. Because, yeah, Jaden Daniels looks more ready for the NFL. But we knew that. We said that. Big Kev said that in the draft process. We all knew that. We were telling you guys that. Not to say that the Bears should have went there, but we knew Jaden Daniels was going to be the more NFL-ready prospect out of any quarterback in that draft. But it's not just about the now. It's about the long term. And the Bears picked Caleb Williams because of how they viewed him long term. Let's hope that ends up paying off for the Bears. Let's hope. All right, let's get into this last voicemail of the day. This one is from Xavier.
What's going on, guys? This is Xavier calling in again. Just want to talk about game 2, man. Oh, man, it was bad. It was real bad, man. And I just feel like, man, we got to get Caleb some offensive line help, bro. Like, there's no way that this kid is going to survive, bro. If we look at what's going on in Carolina with Bryce Young, bro, he's lost his confidence. And a young quarterback taking all these hits, bro, it makes them lose their confidence. It makes them unstable and get happy feet in the pocket. And they don't, when they do get time, it's like they're surprised that they have the time to throw the ball because they're so used to getting hit. Bro, we have to figure something out because there's no way, bro. There's no way this kid is going to make it through the season, bro, if we keep on subjecting him to this type of punishment, bro. And I'm just tired, bro, looking at the play calling and whatnot, bro. It's like, man, run the ball, bro. Like, I understand the line is horrible, but I think we can get I think we could be okay if we run the ball more, bro, and try to get the ball out of his hands faster, bro. We gotta do slant something, bro, to help this man get this ball out faster because there's no way he's gonna make it through the season taking this type of punishment, bro. 9 sacks in the first 2 games is ridiculous, bro, and it's unacceptable. And Shane Waldron with this play calling, bro, you gonna have to figure it out, bro, because we are in the same position that we were in last year with Justin Fields. Everybody was on Justin's head about the non-stop holding of the ball, and he's holding the ball too long. But if you look at it, he was going through the same thing. When the ball was snapped a lot of the times, bro, pressure is in the face immediately, bro. So it's like, is he really holding the ball that long, bro? Because he doesn't have time that an ordinary quarterback is getting, bro, with the above average to good offensive line. And that's what we got to understand, bro. People are looking at it like, oh, man, these guys hold the ball too long, bro. Sometimes it's just the line is just shitty, bro. And there's not many great offensive lines out there, but I don't see any way that Caleb could literally, be better and progress with this offensive line he's behind, bro. Because this is all bad, bro. And he was out there looking like he was shell-shocked and flustered, bro. And that ain't even the best defense they go see all year. But, man, we got to figure something out, man. Let me know how y'all feel about it, man. Chicago up, bear down, bro.
Yeah, getting offensive line help. Listen, I hope that if there's a deal out there that makes sense for the Bears, Ryan Poles will do it. He has my faith there, if it makes sense. If not, we got to be completely and utterly locked into improving this offensive line this offseason. Now, we're only in week 2. We're going in week 3 now, going into our week 3 matchup. But you got to start thinking about those things. And the Bears have a lot that they need to figure out on that offensive line because, yeah, you don't want Caleb Williams running through him, per you. He may not make it through the season. You don't want to have another quarterback injured, right? We don't want Caleb Williams to have, an injury where he sits out. He took a beating against the Houston Texans. Now, not every defensive line is going to have that amount of depth, right, and that pressure, but the concern is there, and we'd be crazy to say that it's not there. So let's hope that things start righting themselves and they start getting correct and we start getting familiar and this team starts playing better and looking better on offense. However, they find a path to start looking better offensively. Let's hope. But you guys can follow the channel at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related, but that is thanks to you guys. And like I like it to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, but bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.